All right, big news coming in. CBI lodges an F.I.R. against Manish Sisodia and others in the snooping case. CBI registers a case against Manish Sisodia in feedback unit case. This is yet another case that Manish Sisodia has been pulled up for. Second case has been registered against Manish Sisodia. Big development coming in, and Manish Sisodia again lands in trouble with the CBI lodging an F.I.R. against Manish and others in a snooping case. In fact, CBI registers a case against Manish Sisodia in the feedback unit case. This is the big update, as Manish Sisodia currently already lodged in prison. This is another hurdle that he'll have to fight. Manish Sisodia in the feedback unit snooping case. He's now been filed, an FIR has been filed against him by the CBI. In fact, this is a lot to do with Manish Sisodia allegedly snooping around. It's not just him, some of the other Aam Aadmi Party leaders allegedly snooped around the opposition party netas as part of their feedback unit that was set up within the Delhi government. In fact, this has sparked yet another row, as Manish Sisodia is already fighting charges of corruption while framing the Delhi liquor policy. Here's yet another case on a feedback unit where allegedly Manish Sisodia and a bunch of the Aam Aadmi Party leaders set up a feedback unit through which they used to snoop around into opposition leaders within the state of Delhi. Shreya Chatterjee joining us live for a little more. Shreya, what troubles mounting there for Manish Sisodia as we see the CBI now already filing an FIR against Sisodia, the second one, and this comes with regards to the feedback unit that was set up by the Delhi Aam Aadmi Party. And allegations are that they primarily set up that feedback unit to snoop around many of the opposition leaders. Tell us a little more about this case. This comes even as Sisodia is still in prison.
Well, exactly. So, Nabila, the case that's been registered by the CBI is against 6 people, including Manish Sisodia and unknown others. Now, this is for snooping on political opponents. What the feedback unit was particularly built for, what right now the CBI is claiming in their FIR, that at least 40% of their reports were only used to get political intelligence, and that's primarily the...
जो लोकल वो आएंगे डिस्पोज करने वाले, वहाँ पे उन लोगों को वो मिल जाएगा, जॉब मिल जाएगा.
But do we have any plan in place? Timeline uska?
I don't think there's any systematic plan. But let me figure out. Let me find out.
WTE uska calorific value बहुत कम है हमारे waste का. It is not suitable for WTE plants as per experts and as per multiple reports.
हम तो बना रहे हैं यार. 8100 टन्स कूड़े में से काफी वेस्ट टू एनर्जी में ही जा रहा है.
यहाँ से कितना जाएगा WTE में? या कितना?
नहीं, यहाँ से नहीं. ये वाला लीगेसी वेस्ट WTE में नहीं जाएगा. वो WTE में फ्रेश वेस्ट जाया करेगा. फ्रेश वेस्ट अभी दिल्ली में जो 11,000 मीट्रिक टन डेली बन रहा है, उसमें से 8100 जो है वो डिस्पोज, उसमें से रफली 7000 अभी भी वेस्ट टू एनर्जी में जा रहा है. थैंक यू.
All right, we try to check if Arvind Kejriwal would respond to this latest development coming in on his Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, who's currently now sitting in jail as he faces allegations of corruption as part of the Delhi liquor policy. While that case is being probed on one hand, you have another, the feedback unit case that was raised by the Ministry of Home Affairs asking to prosecute the Delhi Deputy Manish Sisodia under the Prevention of Corruption Act in this feedback unit alleged snooping case. This is big deal as the CBI now comes down heavy, filing another FIR on Sisodia. And the claims are that Manish Sisodia and team, basically a bunch of the Aam Aadmi Party netas, insisted on setting up a feedback unit as part of the Delhi government, where they used or misused that feedback unit to snoop around on several opposition party leaders. In fact, Manish Sisodia is right now already facing allegations of corruption as part of the Delhi liquor policy and framing it, and allegations of him receiving kickbacks, and of course a bunch of the other netas who received kickbacks after they framed a policy that encouraged commission from liquor licenses. While he already faces investigation into those serious charges, here's yet another case that's looming. Feedback unit case. Manish Sisodia is said to have set up a feedback unit under almost like a vigilance department that was headed by Manish Sisodia himself. And this feedback unit allegedly was used to spy on opposition parties, on mantris, ministers, several entities and even individuals. This is A huge development is the CBI now filing an F.I.R. on Manish Sisodia with the same. It was under Manish Sisodia itself. He was heading the feedback unit, calling it a vigilance department where it was allegedly misused to try and spy on mantris, on several opposition leaders largely, and even on particular individuals. This is what is said. In fact, according to the probe agencies, the feedback unit collected intelligence on political activities of many persons, and of course most of the people who were snooped on were not aligned with the Aam Aadmi Party, and this of course is unlawful. And if this is true, that this was the intention with which the feedback unit was set up, then he'll have to face the law even in this case. The CBI is going to be investigating the case now, but they've started with an FIR that they've slapped on Manish Sisodia. And this is, of course, double trouble. He's already facing allegations of framing the Delhi liquor policy in light of gaining kickbacks and commissions through illegal channels. Now, while those allegations are serious, here's yet another case that comes to light on a feedback unit where Manish Sisodia and his men allegedly slooped around on netas. Shreya Chatterjee was tracking those developments. Shreya, go on, tell us more about this feedback unit that was set up under Manish Sisodia in the guise of a vigilance department where they tried to snoop around on many opposition party netas. In fact, I'm going to try and connect Shreya there, but the snooping unit here, we believe, as per allegations, had really no legislative or judicial oversight. It was allegedly run and managed by close aides and advisors of Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. It was headed by Manish Sisodia himself, and the entire intention to set up this feedback unit is allegedly that they wanted to collect intelligence reports and basically snoop around on many leaders, mostly from the opposition parties. And this was done with malicious intent. That's precisely the allegation here, and it was the Ministry of Home Affairs itself who asked to initiate an investigation and prosecute him if guilty. Now, the CBI stepping in has slapped an FIR on Manish Sisodia in the same case.
एनजीटी के ऑर्डर के बाद 2019 से काम शुरू हुआ था। लगभग 80 लाख मीट्रिक टन कूड़ा यहाँ पे मौजूद था उस टाइम। अभी तक
All right, Arvind Kejriwal trying to speak, but on other topics, we're going to continue tracking those developments. If we get a response from the Chief Minister himself, stay tuned with us.